Every single day, at exactly 7:12 p.m., the same order came in. Same name, same apartment, same food. And for a while, it meant nothing. Until the day she didn't answer the door. Daniel had done hundreds of deliveries. Maybe thousands. Faces blurred together. Orders forgotten the second they were dropped off. That's how the job worked. You don't get attached. You don't get curious. You definitely don't remember names. But this one kept coming back. Every evening, like clockwork. Grilled chicken. No sauce. Bottled water. No changes. No extras. No mistakes. At first, Daniel barely noticed. Then one day, he caught himself thinking about it. Does she eat anything else? It was a random thought, but it stuck. The instructions were always the same too. Leave at the door. Do not knock. So he never did. He'd place the bag down, snap the picture, and walk away. Simple. Routine. Except for one thing. Every time he turned his back, he felt it. That strange, quiet feeling. Like someone was standing just behind the door. Waiting. Watching. The first time, he ignored it. The second time, he walked a little faster. By the third time, he turned around. Quick. But the door was already shut. Too quick. Like whoever was inside had been right there the entire time. That's when it stopped feeling normal. And Daniel started paying attention. Because something about this wasn't just routine anymore. It was deliberate. Then on the 12th day, the order changed. Just slightly. But enough to make his stomach drop. Because it wasn't what changed that scared him. It was why it might have changed. And that's the moment Daniel made a choice he normally wouldn't. A choice that would lead him to break the one rule. Do not knock. He raised his hand toward the door, not knowing that what waited on the other side would change everything. Daniel stared at the order again. Same name, same address. But this time something was off. No grilled chicken. No bottled water. Just one item. Plain white rice. He frowned. After nearly 2 weeks of perfect routine, people don't just change like that. Not suddenly. Not without a reason. The hallway felt quieter than usual as he walked up. Too quiet. Like the whole place was holding its breath. He reached the door, placed the bag down gently, and waited a second. Nothing. No shadow. No movement. Not even that familiar feeling of being watched. That's what bothered him the most. Because every other night, he felt her there. Right behind the door. Waiting. But tonight? Nothing. Daniel snapped the delivery photo and turned away. 1 step. 2. Then he stopped. What if something's wrong? The thought hit him hard. And once it did, it wouldn't leave. He turned back slowly. Eyes fixed on the door. Still nothing. No sound inside. No sign of life. His heart started beating faster. Because now he realized something unsettling. He had never seen her. Not once. Just orders. Silence. And that strange feeling. Daniel stepped closer. Close enough to hear something. Anything. But there was only silence. Heavy, unnatural silence. His hand lifted. Hovered near the door. He remembered the instruction clearly. Do not knock. But this didn't feel normal anymore. This felt wrong. If you walk away now, he whispered, you'll regret it. So he knocked. Once. Twice. Nothing. Then, a faint sound from inside. Not footsteps. Not a voice. Something else. Something that made his stomach drop. Because it sounded like something hitting the floor. And suddenly, Daniel wasn't sure if he should stay or run. Daniel froze. That sound, it wasn't normal. Not footsteps. Not someone coming to the door. It was heavier. Like something, or someone, had just collapsed. His first instinct? Leave. This wasn't his problem. He was just a delivery driver. Drop the food. Move on. That's it. But his body didn't listen. Because now his mind was racing. What if she's hurt? What if she needs help? He leaned closer to the door. Hello, he called out. No response. He knocked again. Harder this time. Hello? Are you okay? Still nothing. Daniel pulled out his phone. He hovered over the support number. He could report it. Let someone else handle it. That would be the smart move. But then something clicked in his head. That order. Plain white rice. It didn't make sense. Unless she couldn't cook. Couldn't move. Couldn't do anything. A slow, uneasy realization crept in. What if those daily orders weren't just routine? What if they were survival? Daniel stepped back, scanning the hallway. Empty. No neighbors. No voices. Nothing. He looked at the door again. Then at the handle. Locked. Of course it was. He pressed his ear against the wood. At first nothing. Then, a faint sound. So quiet he almost missed it. Breathing. Slow. Weak. Barely there. Daniel's chest tightened. She's in there. Now leaving wasn't an option. He knocked again, louder. Hey, I can hear you. Can you open the door? No answer. Just that faint, fragile sound. His mind raced. Break the door? Call for help. Wait. Every second suddenly felt too long. Then he noticed something. Right by the bottom of the door. A thin line of light. And just beside it, something else. A shadow. Not moving. Not shifting. Just there. Daniel stepped back slowly. Because whatever was behind that door wasn't just someone who couldn't answer. Something was very, very wrong. And he was about to find out just how wrong. Daniel's hands started to shake. That shadow, it wasn't right. Too still. Too close to the floor. He stepped back, pulling out his phone. No more guessing. He dialed emergency services. Hello. I think someone's in danger, he said, trying to stay calm. She's not responding, and I hear breathing. They told him to stay there. Help was on the way. Minutes passed. But to Daniel, it felt like forever. He kept his eyes on the door. Waiting. Listening. Hoping to hear movement. Anything. But the silence only got heavier. Then, a faint sound again. Not a fall this time. Not breathing. A whisper. So soft, he almost thought he imagined it. Daniel stepped closer. Heart pounding. Hello? Can you hear me? Nothing. Then again. That whisper. Barely there. Help. Daniel's stomach dropped. She was alive. But barely. Stay with me, he said quickly. Help is coming, okay? Just stay with me. No response. The seconds dragged. Each one heavier than the last. Then finally, sirens. Distant at first. Then getting closer. Relief hit him. But it didn't last long. Because right before the sirens reached the building, something happened. The light under the door shifted. The shadow moved. Slowly. Dragging across the floor. Daniel's breath caught. Because that wasn't the movement of someone walking. It was the movement of someone. Crawling. Toward the door. And then, a sudden, weak thud against it. Daniel jumped back. Heart racing. Because now he knew. She had been trying to reach the door this whole time. But the real question was, how long had she been like this? And why did it take him noticing a food order for anyone to realize something was wrong? The siren stopped outside. Footsteps rushed up the stairs. And just as help arrived, the sounds from inside went completely silent. The footsteps came fast. 2 paramedics. 1 security guard. Step back, they said. Daniel moved. They knocked first. Emergency. No answer. The guard forced the door. It swung open. The air inside felt wrong. Heavy. Still. Then Daniel saw her. On the floor. Right by the door. Exactly where the shadow had been. One arm stretched forward. Like she almost made it. Ma'am, can you hear me? No response. They dropped beside her. Checked pulse. Breathing. She's alive, one said. Barely. Relief hit Daniel, but only for a second. Because the room was almost empty. No photos. No personal items. Just a mattress. A chair. A table. And then, a pile of delivery bags. Same restaurant. Same orders. Stacked neatly. His chest tightened. This wasn't routine. This was survival. How long? A paramedic asked. Daniel hesitated. She orders every day, same time. They exchanged a look. Concern. Urgency. She's dehydrated. We need to move. They lifted her. Carefully. Quickly. As they carried her out. Something slipped from her hand. A phone. Screen still on. Daniel glanced at it. And froze. It wasn't a call screen. Not a message. It was the delivery app. Open. Waiting. On the order page. Like she had tried. But couldn't finish. Daniel's stomach dropped. If he hadn't knocked tonight, no one would have come. And she would have stayed there. Silent. Unseen. Until it was too late. But something didn't add up. Because this wasn't just about food. There was a reason she never opened the door. And Daniel was about to find out why. The ambulance was gone. Sirens faded into silence. Daniel stayed in the hallway, staring at the closed door. No movement. No sound. Nothing. The next evening came. 7:12 p.m. He checked his phone out of habit. No order. 7:13. Nothing. 7:15. Still nothing. The routine was gone. And it felt wrong. Daniel went back to the building. Same hallway. Same door. Now a small notice read. Medical emergency reported. That was all. He stood there, then knocked lightly. No answer. Of course. He turned to leave. Hey. He froze. An older woman stood behind him. Watching. You're the delivery guy? She said. Yes, Daniel replied. You came every day? She said. Same time. He nodded. To her apartment. The woman hesitated. then spoke lower. She didn't always live like that. Daniel frowned. What changed? A few weeks ago, I heard shouting, she said. Daniel went still. A man's voice. Angry. Inside the apartment. Silence stretched. And after that? Daniel asked. She stopped coming out, she said. Daniel looked at the door again. It didn't feel empty anymore. It felt sealed. And no one checked? He asked. I thought it was just a relationship issue, she said quietly. That hit harder than expected. Because now Daniel understood. This didn't start with food deliveries. It started long before he noticed anything. And someone might still be connected to that door. And Daniel suddenly wasn't sure if it was truly over. Daniel stood there a moment longer. The hallway felt heavier now, like the walls had something to say, but stayed quiet instead. The older woman didn't add anything else. She just gave him a look that said, be careful what you look into. Then she walked away. Daniel should have left. That would have been the smart thing, the normal thing. But instead, he stayed. He looked at the door again. Same door. Same silence. But now it didn't feel empty. It felt like something had been paused inside it. Not finished. Just waiting. Then his phone vibrated. He froze. A notification. Delivery request. 7:12 p.m. Same time. Daniel frowned. That wasn't possible. The system had shown nothing earlier. He opened it. Same apartment. Same instructions. Leave at door. Do not knock. But the name made his stomach drop. It wasn't hers. It was his. Daniel took a slow step back. Heartbeat rising. He looked at the door. Then the phone again. Then the door. Nothing moved. No sound. No sign of life. But the delivery was still there. Waiting. Assigned to him. His hand tightened around the phone. Something about this felt wrong in a way he couldn't explain. Like the system wasn't random anymore. Like it was watching patterns. Him. Her. Everything. He slowly raised his eyes to the door again. And for the first time since it all began, the handle moved. Just slightly. Down. From the inside. Daniel didn't breathe. No knock. No sound. Just that slow movement. Like someone was deciding whether to open it or let him come in on his own. And then, the screen on his phone refreshed by itself. New instruction appeared. Hand it to me.